In this video, I'm going to explain how to solve the Kubernetes labs using Code Cloud. So here there are a set of questions. You can see there are 7 questions. We'll be solving one at a time. Now the first question is, a pod called Rabbit is deployed. Identify the CPU requirements set on the pod in the current default namespace. So this is a question given and these are the options given. I have to select the correct option. Now, for the first, I will just check what all pods are available using kubectl get pods. There is a typo here, pods pods. Okay, so here you can see there is a pod called Rabbit which is running. Now, what they are saying is identify CPU requirements set on the pod. Okay, so I don't know how to check. So now how we can use help here or AI assistant to help you arrive at this answer. Okay, now first I am going to check the hint section. So here they are talking about using this command. So this command will give you details about this pod called Rabbit. Describe will give you the details. Okay. So let me use a command kubectl describe. Describe what? Describe the pod. And what is the name of the pod? Name of the pod is Rabbit. Okay. Now let me check. So let me go to the question again. So here they says identify CPU requirements set on the pod. So they are saying what all CPU requirements are there that are already set on the pod in the default namespace. Okay. So when I'm not specifying any namespace here in this command, so whatever is present here is coming from the default namespace. Or if I want to be double sure, I can use -n for namespace default. So here you can see it is the same pod, and I have already described the pod. Now let me check the CPU section. Somewhere it should be written. Okay. Now here labels IP, CPU, stress, container, image ID, host, port, sleep is given, restart, CPU. See what they are asking? Requirement set on the pod. Now there are two things. One is the limit and the other one is request. Think it is like a minimum and maximum. So minimum is 500 M. Small m means milli CPU. So think 1000 milli CPU equal to one CPU, one virtual CPU. Now 500 milli CPU is equal to half a CPU. So the request is half CPU and the limit is maximum it can go up to 1. So now let me check what should be the correct answer. Identify the CPU requirements set on the pod. Now here they did not say anything about whether they are referring to request or limit. So now let me take the help of AI assistant. So here I can talk to AI assistant or type to AI assistant. So let me talk to AI assistant. Please help me solve this lab question.
Sure. To identify the CPU requirements set on the Rabbit pod, execute the command to describe the pod named Rabbit. Look for the section labeled Requests under Containers. It will show CPU requests like this.
Okay, got it. So here, whenever they are saying requirement, we should be looking at the requests and not limit. That is what I understood from the AI. Okay. So now let's try to see, select this option that is 500 milli CPU is nothing but half a CPU. Let's select this and see if it is correct. Yes, it is correct. So you can see I am using AI, taking the help of AI to solve a Kubernetes lab problem. Okay. So now let me clear this. Now the second question is presented here. Now in the second question, it is asking delete the rabbit pod. Okay. So for once deleted, wait for a pod to fully terminate. Okay. So here, let me again run the command to check the pods available. And I want to check if rapid pod is there or not. If it is there, then I can delete. So I'm using kubectl get pods. Here you can see rabbit pod is there. Now I need to delete and wait till to fully terminate. Now here there are two options. Either we can like find out what is the command, or we can take the help of hint, or we can ask AI to help with the command. Okay. Now let me try it myself. Kubectl delete, just like get pod. So I'm saying delete pod, and I have to give the pod name. Let me see if this works. So here I still not get the prompt because it is still in the deleting phase. So here it is asking wait till it fully terminates. So I have to wait till I get the prompt. Okay, waiting. So after the pod is deleted, I can click on a check button here to see if it is deleted correctly. I can also run this command, rerun this command to see I am able to see any pod here. Okay, you can see I got the prompt. So it means that it is deleted. So let me recheck by running the previous command, get pods. So here I see that the pod which was there, is not present now because it is deleted. Now let me click on check button to see whether it is really terminated, or let the system check. Okay, you can see when I click on check, it is saying green. Delete pod rabbit. It is green. Okay, good. So I have solved two questions. Now let me go to the third question. Now another pod called elephant has been deployed in the default namespace. Now this is the pod name and this is the namespace is default. Now it fails to get to a running state, inspect this pod and identify the reason why it is not running. Okay, so basically it's saying that the pod is not in running state. Now we need to troubleshoot. Okay, and then we need to select which one is correct. Now here I'll first clear these commands. I will run that kubectl get pods, the common command. So here I can see there is a pod called elephant and the status is crash loopback. Okay, so basically it should be in running state. Now it is in crash loopback, and here they have asked like why it is not running. The reason is here. If you want to dig deeper, we can use kubectl describe pod and this pod name. But since we are directly getting the output here, I will just select this and see if this is the correct answer. Oh, it looks like this is not the correct answer. So now let's see what happened here. It fails to get into running state. Inspect this pod and identify the reason. Okay, now let me understand. See here, this is the status. Okay, but they are not asking for status. They are asking for reason. So then we have to dig deeper into it. So for that, I have to use kubectl describe pod, and the name of the pod is elephant. So here I'm not mentioning default. By default, it is default namespace. Okay. Okay. So here I can see a lot of information successfully assigned. Okay. Let me decrease the screen size to make it more clear. Pull the image, started container, backup restarting failed, container mem stress in the pod elephant, basically memory stress. Okay, so it means that there is some memory related issue. That is what I understand. Crash loop back is not the reason, it is a state in which it is in. Okay, now here I can see the definitely it is not running state. Basically, the question is not state, the question is reason. Running, ready, and crash loopback, they are all states. So then the only thing that remains is the OOM killed, that is out of memory killed. So when the pod goes out of the memory, basically if it requires certain memory and will not get that memory, then it will kill itself. Okay. So that is what I understand. Let me try to scroll and then try to see if I can see a reason somewhere. See, so here the state and the reason is mentioned OOM killed. Okay. So because of this out of memory, it got killed. And because of that, it landed off in crash loop back state. Okay. So here you can see the memory allotted is 5 MB. and it can maximum go up to 10 MB, which is a very small memory. Okay. So now let's select this and then see if it is the correct answer. Yes, it is correct answer. Okay. Now we have landed in the question 4. The status OM kill indicates that it is failing because the pod ran out of memory. Identify the memory limit set on the pod. Okay, so here we can just check what is the memory limit set. So see, this is the request minimum and this is the limit. Limit you can see it is 10 MB. Okay, identify. Okay, but whether we have to enter it somewhere. Okay, now let me click on OK. Okay, now out of 7 questions, we are in the fifth question. So let's read the question. The elephant pod runs a process that consumes 15 megabytes of memory. Increase the limit of elephant pod to 20 MB. Consume 15. Okay. So basically what they are saying here, you can see the limit is 10 MB, but they are saying elephant is consuming 15, which is about 10. Okay. Now what we are asking like, is increase the limit to 20 so that there will be some buffer space of 5 MB. So all that is asked is this 10 MB should be increased to 20. Okay. Now, uh, delete and recreate the pod if required. Do not modify anything other than the required fields. So they are saying only remove, delete, sorry, only change this to 20. Don't change anything else. If you want, you can restart or delete or recreate the pod. Okay. So here, mm, okay, the pod name is elephant. Okay, where is it? The pod name? Pod name is elephant. The image name is Paul Linux slash trace. Paul Linux. Where is image name? Yeah, image name is Paul Linux, PO Linux slash trace. Okay, the memory limit is 20. Here it is 10. So these two are already same, no change required. So this is what I need to change. Now here I don't know the exact command, what to do. So either I can check on solution to get the help of command. I know what is required, but I don't know the exact command. Let me click on the solution and then see how it is done. In case this is not helping me, I want a custom solution, I can use AI assistant. Okay, so let me try this one. What is given? Create a YAML file. So basically, every pod will have a configuration. So I will create a YAML file from that configuration, change the value in this configuration, and then recreate the pod with the new configuration. So we are not directly editing the configuration. We are making a copy, making the changes in the configuration and applying that changes. Let's follow this. So kubectl get pod elephant hyphen o via ml, and then I'm using a redirection like forward redirection to elephant.yml. So what this will do is it will create the configuration of this pod in this YML file. Okay, I've done this. So I will do cat elephant.yml. You can see this is the configuration of the pod called elephant. Now here I have to make the changes. The memory is changed from 10 MB to 20 MB. Okay. So what I will do here is I will use a VI editor. So I will say VI elephant.yml and I will go to the memory that is 10. So here you need to know how to use the VI editor. Okay. So I will modify this 10 to 20. That is a requirement. And then save by using escape folder WQ exclamation mark. Okay. So that file is saved. Now all the configuration, the new configuration is in this file. I need to reapply this. So for that, I can use this command. So this command will apply the configuration as well as restart the pod. So two in one. Okay. So kubectl replace -f file name, and this is the configuration that should be applied. I am saying force. So it will restart it. also. Okay. Now I will just paste this command here. Okay. Now pod is deleted as well as replaced with the new configuration. So here I can use kubectl get pods. You can see the pod earlier was in a crash loop back. Now it is running. Now if you want to check the configuration, if it is changed to 20 or not, so I will use kubectl describe pod elephant. Okay. I will just scroll. You can see the limit is changed to 20 MB now. Okay. So now I'll go to task. I will click on check. See, it is green because now it is 20 MB. So in this way, we can continue with the exercise. So let's go to the sixth question. Inspect the status of pod, make sure it is running. Yes. So I'm just inspecting the kubectl get pods, it is running. Yeah, okay. Now coming to the last question. Delete the elephant pod. Once deleted, wait for the pod to fully terminate. So here I'm going to use, even though I know the command, I'm going to use AI assistant. Okay, let me click on AI assistant. So I will say, I will ask, I want to delete the pod elephant. Can you please help? Okay. So I will just click here. I need to delete the pod elephant. Can you please help? So here you can see whatever I said is being typed here. Now it is responding. So either way, even in the exam, kubectl, that is certified Kubernetes application developer, you are not expected to remember all the commands. You have access to the documents, documentation, official Kubernetes documentation, and you can refer to them for the commands. So this AI assistant will not be available or hint will not be available, but this is good for a work environment. In case you are working on this, you can use or take the help of AI to
Great job.
solve it.
I can see that you successfully deleted the elephant pod. The command executed perfectly, and the terminal output confirms its deletion. Keep up the excellent work. What's next on your to-do list?
Okay, so I got it. So what happened here is I did not clear the screen and it read the screen and somewhere I have deleted it. So it is assuming that it is already deleted. Okay, so now I'm going to clear it. Give me the command to delete the pod elephant.
I've checked the status of the elephant pod for you. I can confirm that the elephant pod has been successfully deleted. The command you ran returned a success message, which tells me that everything went according to plan. Great job. Keep up the fantastic work. If you have any other pods you need to manage, just let me know.
Okay, so here it looks like somehow I've deleted and that is what here it is saying because here there is no resource. Okay, got it. So I will just stop this AI. So in this way, we have like come to end of this one. So let me just check. Okay. So in this way, we have completed this exercise. Thank you for watching this video.